Manager?
Other than the stuff we discussed last week, I'm not 100% certain if we mentioned the fact that the borough is applying for a federal grant similar to what we've done. They've been successful in the past for police equipment. So we finalized it today or yesterday. We applied for about $1 million worth of equipment for the police department. So that application went in with Senator Booker's office and Senator King's office.
Quick question. The borough Mark, just I got mentioned. What's the update with the park? What refurbishing the track and all that stuff?
After the track season, I think it's end of
This coming track
It's
season?
coming track either the end of May, Tom, I think it was, or June,
Yeah, I think we'll have,
June 7th.
yeah, I think we'll have a 2-month window to get that done. Brian and I met with the track vendor last week. We're waiting for a revised quote to go through the co-op program. Maybe Brian got it, I haven't spoken to him this week. But once the quote comes in, we'll review and take action if the price is adequate. But the intention is to start after track season this year. Joe Smith has to come in and do the track and field event areas, remember, with the asphalt first, and then the track runner will come in to take care of the track itself. That all needs to be done within a 2-month window.
Thank you.
The park will be closed during
Right.
that time period, so there'll be no.
Chain closed, right?
There'll be a lot of closed.
So it's gonna be closing in the chair.
Yeah, and actually around
Sorry, Mayor. Around the, I think the tentative date is April 7th for the delivery of the chiller. They're having a confirmation meeting, I think, tomorrow to confirm the date of the delivery. It's a 3 to 4 hour process to install, take out the old chiller and put the new chiller in. So the back parking lot is going to be closed. So will the track. It's going to be a game time decision if we open up the track after they're done. But the purview, if you will, of the map of the company that's installing the chiller touches upon the track. And in speaking with the chief, it's just easier to shut down the track and not let anybody in the track during that time period. So the track and back here is going to be compromised. All the employees will know about it. The libraries are already been notified, and I had a conversation with Ally Gorski at the schools. So PD and DPW will coordinate all that for that day, once we get the definitive date for the delivery.
Resolutions?
Resolutions, Executive Council meeting Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, 6 p.m. Regular Council meeting Tuesday, April 15th, 2025, 7 p.m.
consent agenda.
Consent agenda. These resolutions are matters covering operation of government and will be passed by one roll call vote covering all items on the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Councilman Maspos?
Yes.
Councilman Leto?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin?
Yes.
And Mayor Luna?
Yes. Non-consent.
Non-consent agenda. These resolutions will be voted on individually. Resolution number 25-44, approving bills for March 2025, Part 2 of 2.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Maspos?
Yes.
Councilman Leto?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin?
Yes.
And Mayor Luna?
Yes. Ordinances.
Ordinances. Hearing and adoption, ordinance number 2025-01, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Lodi, Chapter 585 zoning, Article 4, District Regulations, Section 585-16, sign regulations.
Anyone wishing to be heard on ordinance 25-01? Anyone wishing to be heard 25-01?
Motion to close the hearing and adopt ordinance 2025-1.
Second.
Councilman Maspos?
Yes.
Councilman Leto?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin? And Mayor Luna?
Yes.
Introduction, ordinance number 2025-02, an ordinance to establish a new chapter in the Code of the Borough of Lodi, Chapter 34, entitled Restricted Areas in Buildings Where Borough Operations Are Conducted, limited to authorized employees only, to protect and safeguard public records containing personally identifiable information.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Maspos?
Yes.
Councilman Leto?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin?
Yes.
And Mayor Luna?
Yes.
Introduction, ordinance number 2025-03, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Lodi, Chapter 585 zoning, Article 4, District Regulations, Section 585-12, conditional uses, Chapter 189 cannabis license, municipal, and Chapter 513 taxation, Article 2, cannabis, transfer tax.
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Maspos?
Yes.
Councilman Leto?
Yes.
Councilman Crawford?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martin?
Yes.
And Mayor Luna?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any resolutions?
None this evening.
Any reports from the council this evening? Old business? No. Open this portion of the meeting, the hearing of citizens. Anyone wishing to be heard will have 5 minutes to address the council. State your name and address for the record, sir.
Hello, good evening. My name is Andy, A-N-D-Y, Milone, M-I-L-O-N-E. I live at 182 Westerville Place. I'm a fairly new resident. I've been here since May, and I know I've communicated with a couple of council people regarding parking. I've communicated with the clerk regarding public record. I'm a freelance reporter for full transparency, so I don't usually speak during public comment, but I had a couple of issues I wanted to address, being a resident in the town. First off, I don't know if I've seen quite an empty local government meeting quite like this in terms of attendance. I've been to a lot, so usually got a couple, but I'm amazed walking into an empty room besides you guys. But parking, I live on Westerville, like I mentioned. I've had issues with the vehicle in regards to the different code or ordinances on that have been passed. The residential permit, I guess the 48-hour rule, which I believe is a state law, and then you have to move your car from one side to the other Monday and Wednesday. So I would just encourage the borough to look into reevaluating its rules when it comes to parking. I'm sure you get plenty of complaints regarding parking, but I know it was a burden, at least for my situation, when I had a vehicle that was inoperable. I didn't know about the residential permit until 6 months after I was living here. I'd only received one ticket over that time, so partially on me, I'm sure, but it was a burden, and $25, $50 tickets do add up. So I would just encourage the borough to reevaluate if there's really an issue that those rules are addressing. I don't know if the residential permit actually addresses an issue in Westerville. I don't know if you guys come across a lot of non-residents that live on or park their car on that street. Maybe customers from the various businesses park there, but I don't know. There's an issue. Anyway, second issue I wanted to address is public record. I've covered a lot of municipalities, and I'm working on a newsletter, and I can't say this for certain. I got to double check my work, but the majority release their resolutions and ordinances ahead of the meeting. The minority do not. I'm not going to say it's a small minority, but it's a minority. So for the sake of transparency and good working government, I'll just continue to encourage the municipality to release them online ahead of the meetings. I understand ordinances are published in a newspaper of regular circulation, but the resolutions are not posted online. I just think people should be aware of what's being approved before the meeting. I get that they're released after they're voted upon. I just think that people, if they want to say if they're for or against a resolution, should know what's being voted on, before they actually are voted upon. So, and then the third, last item would just be, I know this would never happen, but I'm a night owl, so I just wish municipalities would open their libraries for more hours. Maybe there's a day where they're open for 24 hours, but I understand that would never happen. Anyway, those are the matters I was wishing to address, and I appreciate the council's time, and the two councilmen responded to my emails. I appreciate that very quick. The clerk's been great to work with. The few times I've requested records, and even the police department, the few times I've explained my parking situation, I appreciate their communication. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Young man, wish to be heard. Get a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The time is 7:07.